following is a Jackass Nation production. Subscribe to us on Podbean at jackassnation.podbean.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following show is supported by Amazon.com. Use the link in the description below so you can help support this and all other shows on the Jackass Nation.
Welcome to Nerd Interference, hosted by Coach Matt and the Jackass BC. Powered by Sillinks.com, SCNS Live, the Jackass Nation, and the Offshoots Network. Nerd Interference is interfering with everything you thought you knew about nerds. And now, your host, the Coach.
Hey now, welcome to Nerd Interference, the audio version. I am the Coach, Coach Matt. To my right, and not via the interwebs, is the Jackass BC himself, REALJACKASS BC.
You're really getting that down, man.
I've been looking at myself in the mirror and just saying it over.
That's
and over.
good, man. That's good. You know, you're really getting the touch to it, man.
Appreciate it. I had to, I have to emulate the best.
Exactly.
So.
Because I am the best. Real talk. How you doing?
So we had some scheduling conflicts yesterday. So normally we would have recorded from the X Cave, but or even we might have recorded from Kayfabe Studios. But now we are in the fortress of Sportsitude, all the way in frickin'
middle of effing nowhere.
Yeah, it's Egypt is essentially what it is.
Yeah.
We call this the corridor because we literally get every single storm, every system, everything comes through here. So, yeah, it's nice, though, because nobody likes to come here. Except for some reason you messaged me today, and you're like, I'm coming. I'm like, well, really? That's new.
Well, we had to record.
We did. So, I appreciate you coming by, and we got lots to get into. And it starts off with what happened last Sunday at Payback. WWE, we always start with wrestling, and the event itself was all right. It was pretty good.
It was a show.
Your girl won.
My girl did one. How you doing? What's up, Alexa? This makes the most sense. She would have won. She's the best there is. That girl is so damn talented.
Oh, yeah. She's so good.
She is legit the top heel in the company, I think.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head.
I mean, Miz is up there, definitely.
It always feels like Sasha Banks is trying to become a heel, but then she just never really does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even Charlotte, I know you watch SmackDown, we'll get to that in a little bit later, but Charlotte herself, it seems like she's kind of the anti-face.
It seems like we're getting a little bit of a face turn with her.
Weird. I don't know if I'd be into a Charlotte face.
Yeah, I'm not really into the Charlotte face either. It looks way too much like Rick.
I like Charlotte, actually. She's a pretty woman.
Yeah, Rick is good looking.
Rick is a pretty man. But there was one match that was odd, to say the least.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
It was the weirdest thing that I think WWE's done in a long time, and it was their Bray Wyatt versus WWE champion Randy Orton non-title match, mind you, in a House of Horrors match.
Yeah, and which sounded really interesting when they announced it, because we had no idea what it was going to be.
Right.
So we just sitting there like, all right, let's go do this. Let's have this House of Horrors match. Is it going to be like Abyss's House of Horrors, where it's just like, a steel cage with a whole bunch of weapons and stuff? Nope. It's an actual house.
That I'm sure they rented or something.
And that had nothing. It looked like an abandoned house, and they just fought it.
Yeah. And then they went inside and put weird dolls together.
Yeah.
And stuck them to the walls.
It was a little creepy. I'm not gonna lie. When the children voices started hitting, I had to leave the room.
Pineapples.
Pineapples. You don't know how I don't do with kids, but yeah, it was so dumb.
Okay, so the whole rules for the match were it started at the House of Horrors and it had to end in the ring in San Jose. So already we're getting a little off because it was sunny San Jose and it's really dark at the House of Horrors.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that. It's obvious that they recorded it the night before or something like that. But
well, I mean, you gotta say, Bray Wyatt, powerful in the dark arts, man. So he just made it night at that house.
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. The whole thing was weird, and it obviously seemed staged. None of it. I mean, the crowd wasn't even into it either. You were waiting for some sort of reaction from the audience, like oh, it's just silence.
Yeah.
And then even whenever they got there to the ring, they're like, all right.
Which was kind of predictable, too. Because, okay, so what happens is Bray dumps the refrigerator on top of Randy Orton.
Yes, which they cut away.
Which was a really bad cut.
It was a very bad cut.
They're not doing good with their cuts right now.
No, that's what they did with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that was bad, and this one was just as bad and terrible. And I honestly kept thinking that Peter Griffin and the chicken were going to come through at some point, too.
It felt like that.
It really did. And so then, all of a sudden, Bray goes out, gets in the car, and he's like, driver, take me to the arena.
And then we go to another match.
And I'm like, wait. So what if he hadn't dumped the fridge on him? How would they both have just said, "Hey man, let's go get in the car and head to the arena"?
Right. Or I feel like they would have got on two different motorcycles and be driving to the arena, and they're just hitting each other at the same time. I don't know. At one point during the fight, when they're laying in the kitchen together before the refrigerator's gone thrown on him, they're kind of looking at each other, both laying on the floor. And I thought at one point they were going to look at each other and be like, why are we even fighting?
I don't. This makes no sense. So then the next couple matches go on, and then all of a sudden Bray comes out to the arena, and the lights go out, and this was the most cliched thing on earth. I'm like, well, Randy's already in there.
He's already there.
That's obvious.
Yeah, because he used his own dark powers
exactly
to suddenly summon
and so they
himself
finish
there.
a little bit of match until the Bollywood Boys.
Oh God.
And Jinder Mahal show up to help Bray Wyatt get the win. And it
was so weird, and I didn't remember that it was a non-title match, because in my mind, I'm like, Randy Orton won, therefore Bray Wyatt is getting his rematch for the title. Okay, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt's on Raw now, so what happens about the title? I felt like it was going to be the same thing as the United States Champion. The winner goes to SmackDown, something to that.
Yeah.
So Jinder Mahal shows up with the Bollywood Boys. And
they're going by a different name now, but
the Singh brothers.
But those are the Bollywood boys. Come on.
So then suddenly they come in, they interfere, and they give the win to Bray. And I'm thinking, oh, Bray's champion. And I'm watching, and nobody's holding the championship. And I'm like, wait a second, why would Jinder Mahal help another guy win the championship? I don't get this. I don't understand this at all. And then I message you guys, I'm like, was this a championship match? Nope. Oh, it's pointless. Got it.
Yeah,
good to know. Cool. I sat through that for nothing. That thing was so stupid.
Oh, and okay, and speaking of it, you brought up the United States Championship.
Yes.
I want to talk about that on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Did they just let Jericho win just so he can go to SmackDown and have another match? Was that the point of him getting the belt?
I feel like it was, because I don't think they knew how to end it.
Why was this blow-off match not the match at Payback? Why didn't they just let him win at Payback?
Right, because they kept the whole Face of America deal.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jericho had one more appearance left on his contract or something like that. And maybe they were like, okay, you're going to win tonight and you're going to lose it tomorrow.
Because it's obvious that he gone now.
Yeah.
He gone. He gone. They kicked his ass.
He gone for a couple years. He gone.
Fozzy going on tour now.
Yeah. Fozzy is the official song for NXT.
Yeah. Oh, is that Fozzy?
NXT TakeOver Chicago.
It's
one
NXT.
Of the
Okay. I just don't get why he won on Payback if he's just going to lose it on SmackDown.
I don't understand either. I think I don't get it, to be honest, at all. It has to be some sort of contractual thing, because otherwise, what was the point?
Yeah.
You still kept all the pictures of the Face of America for Kevin Owens for whenever he walked out, which I'm like, why? You're not the Face of America now. But this is obvious that you're going to become the Face of America again, so that way you can do something later.
I don't know. It felt pointless and a waste of time to me, unless you just didn't know what to do on SmackDown and you needed a main event.
Maybe?
I don't know.
I really think it was a contractual thing.
Well, I mean, the contractual thing's easy. You don't have to give him the belt, do that. Jericho, just show up and say something.
Sure, maybe. I mean, but we don't know what's in these contracts.
Or you know what, Jericho? We're going to have you come to the next Raw, and Braun Strowman's going to kick your ass because he's mad, and you're just going to be...
He's just mad, that's it.
He's mad, and you're going to be in the crossfires.
But Braun Strowman couldn't because Braun got injured with his fight.
So apparently Braun's out for a little while?
I guess he tore his rotator cuff. And I don't know if you're seeing this, but it's kayfabe motions I'm making.
Yeah, so is it a thing where he's going to come back quickly? Is he gone for a while?
He's got to come back quicker than Roman.
I would assume
Conventional wisdom would say that he is not as hurt as Roman Reigns is. And even that match felt like a squash match all the way.
Oh, yeah. I like the finish.
I do like the finish too. But I hate the fact that you had to watch on like WWE.com or something to watch him be like, I'm going to destroy you in the ambulance.
Oh, well, you know what? I just had the pay-per-view on and I didn't turn it off.
Oh.
So it went right into that.
Okay.
So, because I had it on the network and I was watching it live.
Okay, I watched it the next day.
Oh,
and
yeah,
so they didn't have it on.
Yeah, it literally just seemed, because I was watching it on the channel, so it seamlessly went right into that. So if you're watching it live, it was one thing. But
and I love how they were saying, yeah, they're not done with each other yet. Can they be? Just no? Okay.
No, we're not. All right, we're just gonna keep going with this. That's cool. See, and I continued watching because I knew my girl Alexa Bliss was gonna be on Raw Talk.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, well, I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna turn it off.
I didn't watch Raw Talk, so I'm almost maybe thinking that maybe that was preceding Raw Talk. That maybe it went into that.
Yeah, that's how it went.
Okay. Speaking of squash matches, that's all Ty Dillinger's getting, and it's annoying me right now. I'm like, give him a feud, please, on SmackDown.
Well, they want you got to bring, when you bring someone new in. Look at what they did with Ryback. You know how many matches Ryback had against random talent from that city?
That's true.
It went on for months.
Yeah,
months, and you're just to the point that you're just like, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So, that's what they're going to do with him. They're going to build him up until it's time. And like, okay, let's start moving. They're probably going to let someone else get out of a feud they're in and move into one with him.
Sure. I could see that.
Like Miz.
Well, not Miz, because he's on
Raw
SmackDown.
Now. Yeah, Miz is on Raw now. Somebody, I don't know, but we'll see something. Oh man, I would have loved to see Miz and him go.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Man, either Ty or maybe I would like to see Ty and Dolph go.
Yeah, but we're gonna have Dolph and Nakamura.
Nakamura, yeah. All right, so that was the biggest topics for wrestling. And I mean, one more thing, Backlash is coming up in a couple weeks, and I love how Nakamura is going to debut then.
Yeah.
Like, okay, great. Gotta wait.
I love it. It's Nakamura. Wait.
I know, but like after seeing him on NXT a few times, like,
well, yeah, but we're different. The majority of wrestling audience don't really watch NXT, so you have to rebuild him up now,
I see.
And you have to build that mystique and show that he is a rock star because that's what he is.
You have to make him the artist.
Yeah, the artist,
which is weird.
But I mean, I'm excited for Backlash, but man. How about Great Balls of Fire?
Oh, God.
That's going to be a great paper.
Why? I don't understand it. Why are they calling it Great Balls of Fire? I just want to know if there's going to be like wrecking balls that they've put like a projector on there to look like they're inflamed. I don't understand it. Why? Like, I feel like Vince lost a bet or something. Like, he just did like a millionaire's bet and they were just like, oh, if you win, you can name one of my pay-per-views. And so then the guy like wins. And he's like, Great Balls of Fire. God tired. There's no reason for it.
It's so bad.
I can understand Payback. I can understand Backlash. I can understand like all the other names that they have for their pay-per-views. Great Balls of Fire? In what way is that wrestling?
I have no idea.
It's the dumbest name ever.
I hope they have a reason for it. I hope there's something, and when we start building toward it, it's gonna be something. But
I want Stephanie McMahon to come back, look at Kurt Angle, and be like, "Why the hell did you name this Great Balls of Fire?" And then Kurt Angle just be like, "What? It's great. It's a great name. It's true. It's damn true." So okay, let's go ahead, and before we switch gears over to NBA playoffs, because there's so many great matchups going on right now, let's talk about the Offshoots Network. That's where you're listening to us right now. You're listening to us on the Jackass Nation Podbean channel, which is a contributor. It is a part of the Offshoots Network, where you can find a buttload of other great shows like It Is What It Is.
That's right. It is what it is every single Thursday on the Jackass Nation Podbean channel, as well as the Offshoots Network. The Offshoots is growing back. There's a new show on the Offshoots called the Offshoots Jukebox.
Oh.
And it's really entertaining. It's really just music. But he takes what Big Trey Mack, the head, the powers that be of the Offshoots Network, takes wrestling theme song, like indie wrestlers here in Dallas and all over, and puts their music together in a like an hour long mix.
That's cool.
It's really good, man. I had it the other day for working out the episode 1, and man, it was a great workout.
Nice
playlist. So that was really good. So definitely check out Jukebox. At Volume 1, I'm the song that closes out the show.
Excellent.
That's how. Well, I mean, the Imperial March.
I was about to say it's the Imperial March.
You got to. You got to.
You have to end it that way.
But you got that. You got Lucha Lounge with Steve DeMarco. You got the Offshoots main show. You got Talking Smack with Christopher Hayden is back. So remember I was telling you that he had Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner on there?
That's what I heard.
Man, I was really excited, man. I was gonna go listen to it. I finally listened to it. It wasn't Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
Who was it?
It was someone who does an impression of Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
Oh my god!
And he did it. I was like, you. I sent Hayden a message. I was like, you trolling ass mother.
I thought it was too good to be true.
I was like, man, that's crazy.
I was really excited.
So was I.
That's so lame.
Oh man, I was mad. But it was funny. I'll give him that. He got me. It was hilarious. But man, so many different shows. Definitely check out the Offshoot Network anywhere podcasts are found.
Yep. So let's get to some NBA talk.
Spurs suck. I'd really appreciate if y'all go ahead and just shut down the Spurs.
I'm waiting for more thoughts.
That's all I have. I just want you guys to shut down the damn Spurs. All right? And if your Rockets don't step it up, I'm going to go bomb their arena.
I don't know. So let's get into that. Houston, the Rockets versus San Antonio Spurs. This has been the most ridiculous matchup so far because you've got a blowout in game 1 where Houston just annihilates San Antonio. I think they hit like 22 threes. Mm-hmm. It was amazing to watch. And then the next game, 2 nights later, they're still in San Antonio, and the San Antonio Spurs like reversed. They did a 180, and they were the Rockets. They beat them like by 30 points. It was so dumb. So now the series goes to Houston, and it gets better. It gets better for a guy that doesn't like the Spurs. It gets better because Tony Parker is injured. So he's out. Right. He's done. So the rest of the series, it's going to be...
And you know what? You did what you needed to do. You needed to split those.
They took game 1.
You had to split those. Yep. And now you got to win. You got to win at home. Win at home.
The Rockets are really good in front of their home crowd. Mm-hmm. So I really think that they're gonna pull it out. They're gonna go back to San Antonio. Maybe they'll lose that game, and then they'll come back home and take it all.
That would be good.
I'm really thinking that the Rockets just have more firepower. The Spurs just feel sluggish. So if the Rockets,
they're terrible.
They are terrible.
They're garbage.
They're terrible to a point.
No, they're just garbage.
They're terrible
and they bought their way into the playoffs.
Have you seen Manu? I don't know if you watched game 1, but Manu Ginobili could not make a 3-pointer to save his life.
I don't know why that guy's still in the league.
I don't know.
It's time to go, bro.
So now we had. So that's that one. The series is tied 1-1. Golden State is just beating Utah like everybody thought they would, 2 up.
Like a drum.
And Cleveland, because nobody can stop LeBron until Boston gets there, is beating Toronto 2-0. And Washington, let's talk about the Boston Celtics. They are currently trailing Boston 2-1 right now. Yeah. This has been, like, just watching Boston, and it's all Isaiah Thomas. Mm-hmm. Watching Boston has been amazing. It's been kind of heartbreaking, but at the same time, like, it's empowering in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was the last game, he dropped 53 on these guys. Little tiny 5'8" Isaiah Thomas goes out there, rains it down, 53 points, and it was on the day of his sister's birthday, who passed away.
Ooh, that's power right there.
It is.
It's motivation. You know, you get that in you, and you just go out there and you just got a ball. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. You know, when you got to step up the game, when you got something hard like that, when you're dealing with life and things, sometimes it gives you an extra level to just go out there and do it. And that's what Isaiah Thomas is doing. He's just going out there and doing it for whatever reasons he has, whether it is to just be the best or it is because he's dedicating it to people. You know, you just got to go out there, ball out, and that's what he's doing, man.
I'm rooting for these guys. I'm rooting for him. I want them to advance, and I don't think they'll have a problem advancing against Washington. I want them to advance, though, and just take it to Cleveland, beat them, and then we don't have to see another LeBron James, Cleveland Cavaliers finals. And now you get some new blood. You get Boston. You get that story with Isaiah Thomas. And honestly, if Isaiah Thomas, if it's Boston versus Golden State, I'm going to be pulling for Boston all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Give it to me. Give me some Boston,
man.
man.
You know, back in the day, I always used to do this. If it wasn't the Mavericks, I would pull for the East no matter what. Until Dwayne Wade was in there. I hate that guy. I don't ever want him to
So
win.
you didn't like the series where it was the Heat 3 years in a row?
Oh, God, no. I didn't like that damn shit. Dwayne Wade, little bitch. Chris Birdman. I hate that guy, too. But, yeah, man, I'd go for the Celtics, man. I love when they wear the green with the black letters.
It was nice, yeah.
Those are my favorite jerseys, man. I got a Kevin Garnett jersey, man, that I had from back in the day that I love, man.
Yeah. So Boston, hopefully they can win it, they can move on, and they can take it to Cleveland. But you know what? Hey, look, if it's Boston versus Houston, I'm sorry, Boston. I got to go HOU all the way. Got to represent the home. So, all right. Now, as you can see, you're in the Fortress of Sportsitude. You can see a lot of memorabilia. It's not all sports related. A lot of it has to do with nerd stuff. And I have a lot of collectibles from nerd boxes like Loot Crate. In fact, it's my only loot box. It's exclusive, the one that I use. So Loot Crate is a monthly subscription box which provides boxes of geek and gaming related merchandise. April was last week. Last month, but we did an unboxing video.
We
did. So we did the unboxing video, and it was for a puzzling situation. There was a lot of clues to be answered, and will you take the case? No. I'm just reading this thing verbatim that you put.
To be fair, that one was for last month.
Was it for last month?
Yeah, we got a whole brand new one, man.
Tell us
this month is completely different because this month we are saluting those who stand up for others, whether they're protecting the galaxy or the world or just the neighborhood. All hail the Guardians. Guardians is May's theme with items from Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars, Destiny, and The Goonies.
There you go.
Goonies never say die. And as always, you're going to get your monthly t-shirt and pin. So you do not want to miss out on this. And guess what, Matt?
What?
We can get a discount, can't we?
You can get a discount.
You can't tell them how to get a discount.
All you have to do, it's super easy. You go to lootcrate.com, you put /SCNS Live. And then, boom, you buy your first subscription box, you get 15% off right then and there.
Right then and there. That's how you do it, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Update this next time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I hadn't looked at the thing today, so I was just going. Hey, we just gonna go talk some stuff. We're just gonna talk. I don't need to fix it.
Thank you, Loot Crate. Thank you. All right, the NFL draft. It happened. It was a glorious event. It was probably one of the best drafts I've ever seen, and I think that's due in part with the location it was in. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I hate that city with a passion. It has nothing to do with the NFC East. So they actually did an amazing job hosting this. Over 100,000 people showed up for the draft. They showed up to watch people say names. It was crazy to watch. I watched all 3 days. In fact, ratings were up for the draft than they have been in the last couple of years.
Which is really weird because this was a weird draft.
It was a very weird draft, but that's what made it so great.
Every single pick almost threw me off, with the exception of Myles Garrett.
Yeah. So let's get into it. First pick, Myles Garrett. We all knew it was going to happen. Fine, great, whatever. Chicago then decides to trade up one spot with San Francisco. Oh, man, Chicago just ate right in frickin' San Francisco's palm of their hand.
What the hell was that? We won't get into it, and you said we're going to talk about winners and losers.
Yes.
Losers are the damn Chicago Bears. What in the hell were these guys thinking?
I have no idea. I thought they traded up to get Solomon Thomas. I was like, right on, good for you guys. Get that boy.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they say Mitchell Trubisky. I'm like, what? What?
You probably could have waited till the second round.
No, you could have waited till pick 3 if you wanted to. San Francisco wasn't going to do it. I have a feeling it was a deal where John Lynch, the GM for the 49ers, called up Chicago's Ryan Pace and was like, "Hey Ryan, just so you know, I'm fielding a ton of calls for Mitchell Trubisky. I'm not fielding a ton of calls for Mitchell Trubisky." Don't listen to that. No. If you'll just trade us your number 1 and maybe a 3rd and a 4. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's do that. Yeah. All right.
I actually honestly think it was Kevin Costner in there. I don't think that joke is never going to get old. I don't care what.
No. We've got a Kevin Costner one later on. Kevin Costner was in the Browns GM room and he was looking at it. And he said, "Myles Garrett, no matter what."
No matter what.
So he was like, "Okay, Myles Garrett, no matter what." He turned in the card, and then he came back at pick 12, and he was like, "I got to make a deal." So he called up Houston. He's like, "Houston, you need a quarterback." And Rick Smith's like, "Yeah, we do need a quarterback. Deshaun Watson's right here. We don't need him. We've got Brock Osweiler. We got the Brockweiler." And so he said, "All right, let's do it. What do you want for it? Give me your first next year." Boom, done. Kevin Costner.
They had to sit there and they had to think about it for a little while, and he's in there, he's making the deals, he's having a good time. It was going down, everything was changing. We got draft day.
We did. We did. So it was incredible. Chicago. As soon as Chicago made that pick, that made the whole draft just. Every mock draft was busted at that point. Like nobody got it right. So Mitchell Trubisky going to Chicago. Number 3 was Solomon Thomas, like we thought, to the 49ers. And then Jaguars got Leonard Fournette, and it keeps going down until you get to number 10. And I thought that was a very interesting point because the Kansas City Chiefs traded up from 27 all the way to number 10 to get a developmental quarterback in Patrick Mahomes II.
Yeah.
And they gave up. I believe it was next year's first-round pick, and I believe it was a third-round pick in this year's draft. What the hell?
I'm telling you, man, I have no idea. I was sitting at the bar watching this, man, and I was in complete disbelief. Me and my boys in there, what in the hell is going on? Because not a single pick went the way I thought it was going to go, other than Myles Garrett, of course.
Obviously. I couldn't believe it either. I didn't understand it. And what I didn't understand more was that people were talking about what the Houston Texans did, and I'm a Texans boy, but what the Houston Texans did was a desperation move, but yet the Kansas City Chiefs gave up more for Patrick Mahomes. And I'm like, why is nobody giving him scrutiny for that? Like, that makes no sense to me. I mean, then again, I do think about it. Cleveland has taken a first and a second round pick from the Texans in next year's draft.
Yeah. Cleveland. If Cleveland is not balling out in 2 years, then there's a problem.
It's just Cleveland. It's not going to do it.
Then you really do need to maybe hire Kevin Costner. I'm just saying,
So
maybe
I'm gonna ask you real quick because quarterback is a big one. It's the most important position in the game. So out of all the quarterbacks that were in this draft, which one do you believe will start first?
What we gonna do is we're gonna take a coin, we're gonna flip that bitch in the air and say, "Oh, yep, that one's gonna win." Who knows? It's a toss of a coin. No one in the draft, none of the quarterbacks really, impressed me really that much. Maybe old boy Pat, because apparently we was really excited to get him, or I don't even know.
See, I don't know either, because we talked about this last year. We had the same conversation last year, and it was down to like Carson Wentz or some other guy, and we never. Actually, I don't even think we said Carson Wentz. I think we went with some other guy. And you said Dak from day one. You said Dak was going to do it. And then obviously...
No, I was against Dak at first. Remember? It wasn't until the first game that he started that I was like, okay,
That's right.
I'm wrong.
That's right.
I was way out because I was all like, man, he just a rookie. Oh, good. He out threw a coach in practice. Who cares? It's a coach. He's a damn NFL quarterback.
That's right.
He should be out throwing the coach.
We gave you so much crap for that.
And then the game started. I was like, hey guys, I was waiting for the call. Dak out here being the truth and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I think out of all the quarterbacks that got drafted, and it's not a shameless plug for the Texans, but I think Deshaun Watson does have a legitimate shot at starting first.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at it.
Mitchell Trubisky, he's going to need to sit behind Mike Glennon.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes is not a ready project. Or he's a project. He's not a ready quarterback. Deshaun Kaiser is apparently the savior of Cleveland, so they don't want to rush him out yet.
Oh, no.
So I think it has to be. You have to look at Deshaun Watson. His competition is Tom Savage. And the only thing Tom Savage has going for him is he's been in the system for 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. I think Deshaun Watson, I could see by week 3 him being the starter.
I can see it. I ain't mad at it.
I would love it, honestly, because you're right. None of the quarterbacks really impressed. Mm-hmm. But Deshaun Watson, out of all of them, he was always my number one. I love Deshaun Watson just because we saw what he did on a consistent basis against Alabama, which is the 33rd NFL team.
Exactly.
So if you can carve up a pro-style defense like that and win a national championship, but you carved him up twice in back-to-back years, come on. Yeah. How do you root against that guy?
Very true. Very true.
So now let's get into, let's talk about the best draft. Who won the draft? I don't feel like I need to ask you that.
Why don't you go first, Matt? Why don't you go ahead and go first?
No, let's get yours out of the way first.
Who do you think won? Who do you think I'm going to say, Matt? Who won the draft, Matt? Who do you think I'm going to say? Go ahead, take a guess. Take a wild guess. Pluck it out of the sky.
The Washington Redskins.
Wrong.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Wrong.
The New York Giants.
Are we really going to go through all 32 teams?
I don't want to get to the Cowboys.
Just say it.
The
Dallas Cowboys. But not for the reason you're thinking, man.
Okay.
Why do you think I picked the Dallas Cowboys to win this thing? Why do you think I say they won it?
Because they picked a guy named Taco?
Well, yeah, but you know what? It's not the team that actually won. It's the marketing department and the city of Dallas. We done won because we can market the hell out of a guy named Taco. And as soon as he was drafted, all of a sudden it started popping up free tacos at Jack in the Box, free tacos here, free tacos. I'm going to get a lot of free tacos just because the Cowboys got a guy named Taco. Now, was that the best pick? Probably not.
Absolutely
But
not.
the marketing department is going to come up with so many cool t-shirts. They're going to have so many cool commercials. They're going to have a lot of cool videos. So the marketing department of the Dallas Cowboys and the city of Dallas, the taco-loving city, Deadpool, he won the draft.
He likes chimichangas.
Well, actually, he actually doesn't like chimichangas. He likes the word chimichanga.
He does eat chimichangas, though.
Yeah, that's just because he likes the word.
I've also read comics where he ate chimichangas.
Yeah, I've also read a line where he's like, I actually don't like the actual chimichanga. I just like saying chimichanga.
So why is he eating the chimichanga?
Because he's Deadpool.
Because he's Deadpool. All right. Okay, on a pick standpoint, I actually didn't like the pick.
It was dumb as hell.
You had T.J. Watt.
It made no sense whatsoever.
If you wanted a defensive end so badly, why didn't you get T.J. Watt, who is a prototypical defensive end that you could have had out there and sack the quarterback? Probably be a 10-sack guy. Or you could have just gone secondary and get Kevin King, who's a tall, long, rangy corner, but instead he went for the guy named Taco, who is slow as hell.
Yeah.
He ran a 5.40.
I've been eating too many tacos.
Way too many tacos. So they're like, oh, he's going to be our defensive end. No, really?
Did you see what his Twitter handle is?
Yes.
The Supreme Taco.
The Supreme Taco.
Come on!
I'm not saying marketing-wise it's not amazing, but it's not great.
It's dumb as hell.
It's a terrible
It's
take.
dumb as hell for the team. It was just, we might as well draft SpongeBob.
I heard that they were pounding the table, like Jason Garrett was pounding the table for Taco Charlton, and I'm like, really, dude? You watched that much tape and you were like, that's my guy. You couldn't be like, TJ Watt. He comes from that bloodline.
I'm pretty sure that he's sitting there and we go, hey, I got Dak. I can pull him out of thin air and we can make things happen. No, dude, that was luck.
Yeah.
Right? That was blind, stinking doodah luck.
Yep. Now, I do like what you did in the secondary.
Yeah.
I like that you guys addressed that. I thought that was good. You got Switzer, the kid that's out of UNC, and he's going to be like another Cole Beasley, or I'm pretty sure he's actually going to take over for Cole Beasley because, sorry, buddy, but I'm pretty sure Cole's gone next year. And it has nothing to do with them not having the money. I don't think they want to pay him because why would you draft a guy in Barry Switzer who could do the exact I think Ryan Switzer is what I mean. Yeah. Ryan Switzer whenever you've already got a guy in Cole, Beasley.
Very true.
So there's that happened, and I think that's about all y'all really addressed.
For the most part, yeah.
I would have liked to have seen you guys get an O-lineman.
I would have too, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're not hurting on the offensive line, so we can withstand not having one right now.
Sure. Okay, I am not going to pick the Texans, even though I liked every single one of their picks except
You're
for the
going to
last
pick
pick.
the Cowboys.
Not going to pick the Cowboys.
Taco Tuesday.
I love the Texans draft. Don't get me wrong. I think they hit on every need that they needed to, and they did a great job. I love Treston Deku. He reminds me of Richard Sherman. So if he can develop into Richard Sherman, that's going to be awesome. But the drafts, I'm going to say drafts because there's a couple of them that I liked the most. If we're talking about just in the first round, it was the 49ers. I loved what the 49ers did. I know everybody's like, oh, the Cleveland Browns won because they waited on a quarterback. No, you waited on a guy who can't play. But regardless, I would say that the 49ers won the first round. But the drafts overall that I loved the most were the Pittsburgh Steelers because their first round pick was TJ Watt. Then they got Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju. And then they addressed everything else that they needed to, and they went for value. They didn't go and reach for anybody. They went for value, and it worked in their favor. And then I think that the Washington Redskins had a fantastic draft. Jonathan Allen. In all of our mock drafts, we had Jonathan Allen as a top 10 pick.
Yep.
He fell to number 17. Then, in the next round, they got a corner in Fabian. Well, I think it was the third round. They got Fabian Moreau. They got Samaje Perine, who is a monster. He was a monster at OU. And then everybody was talking about Joe Mixon. I love me some Samaje Perine. That dude's going to be a monster. Mm-hmm. Then they later on they got I believe his name was Robert Wilson, who is like just a fast wide receiver. So in my mind, they addressed everything that they needed to, and they didn't necessarily reach for anything. And it's amazing that they did that because they don't even have a GM. That's like you tied one hand behind your back, and you were just like,
and you still pulled out a victory. I can't get mad at that. I mean, their marketing department's not going to be doing as good as we are.
Oh my god!
But the team might be doing pretty damn good.
Okay, so who lost in your opinion?
I already damn said it. It was the damn Bears. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Y'all stupid as a mug. God damn.
You know what? You want to say the Bears? That's fine. I'm going to say the Giants.
The Giants were pretty damn dumb too. But the Bears could have traded away their third pick to like the second round and got like a first pick next year or something. I don't know, just something stupid. And then they still could have got that damn boy.
They probably could.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody was looking at him.
Look, everybody wouldn't have been saying that. They wouldn't be talking about how Cleveland was a genius if Mitchell Trubisky was still on the board. Mm-hmm. He would have been drafted by Cleveland and probably would have flamed out and burned. And now, if you had done that, then Chicago would have been fine. They would have gotten a key player that can play now. Yeah. And instead, they reached for a guy that only started 13 games and didn't even tell their head coach they were going to do it.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, and I honestly didn't like any of their other picks that they made later on. The reason I say the Giants...
You make Rob mad.
I don't care. He should be mad. Even he, I think, will agree with me on this one. Because their first overall pick was an Ole Miss tight end named Evan Ingram. I got no problems with the guy. The guy's good, okay? Yep. He is a playmaking tight end. Fine. But he's a glorified wide receiver. You essentially got a wide receiver to play your tight end position, which means he is not blocking. So you don't have a blocker. You don't have anybody who's going to help you on that. You just said, screw it, pluck it. Let's just give Eli Manning another guy. Mm-hmm. I didn't like that pick. I didn't like the fact that they didn't address the running back situation because they've got nobody really.
Nah.
I mean, I guess they're going to go get LeGarrette Blount I think they got a guy out of Clemson who really wasn't that great at Clemson. So it's just nothing that they did was great. And especially the tight end, because you went out, you got Evan Ingram, and David Njoku was still on the board. And that dude is going to be good.
Yeah.
He's got everything that you want, the physical measurables, and he also can block. So why didn't you go for the guy that seemed best available at that point at that position? So that's why I say that they didn't win. Also, I think they reached on Davis Webb. Yeah. You could have waited to get your quarterback of the future for later on. Look what Pittsburgh did. They got their quarterback of the future in, I believe it was the fourth round, in Josh Dobbs. And I think Josh Dobbs can throw circles around Davis Webb. Yeah. And they picked Davis Webb in the third round.
I think they did good, man. I mean, whatever.
I I figured saying the Giants would make you happy.
I mean, yeah, the Giants out there, they messing up. They didn't do nothing special neither. I even think, I was watching our Twitter feed on the Nerd Interference, and even Rob was like, whatever.
Yeah, Rob saw Evan Ingram, and he goes, "Who's that?"
So, you ain't doing good when your own fans like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Which, by the way, I do have to say, just cheap prop to you. You're doing a great job on the Nerd Interference Twitter page.
Oh, that's totally not even me.
You.
That's totally not me, man.
That's not you?
That's the marketing department. I'm totally not having conversations with myself on Twitter. I'm totally not replying from two separate Twitter handles. That's totally not me.
Did you like what I replied whenever you asked, "Hey, Matt, how do you feel about the Deshaun Watson pick?"
Yep.
I tweeted out, if you haven't seen it, I tweeted out a GIF that is the Titanic where Leonardo DiCaprio is yelling, "I'm king of the world!" And then the Nerd Interference Twitter page was like, yeah, so I guess he's happy.
Good job, marketing department.
Good job.
Not me, because I don't have conversations with myself.
Not at all. Craziest moment. We're going to end on the craziest moment of the NFL draft.
Oh, that's still tied into the dumbass Bears. I can't get over how stupid that was.
That was stupid.
Like, that was just plain stupid. It's also pretty crazy to not draft TJ Watt when instead you get a taco. So, that's pretty crazy too. So I wonder, now I do wonder this, if maybe they hadn't had dinner and it was getting late. And so he wasn't calling for Taco Charlton, but he was pounding the table for tacos. Can somebody order me some tacos? You want taco? You got it. Thank you. Now, who are we drafting? We drafted Taco. What?
No, wait, we didn't draft TJ?
Oh, damn.
Crap.
Let's stand behind this, guys. But this is a fuck up.
I think the craziest moment, you got to go to Drew Pearson, man. Drew Pearson. Dude.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, you're not talking about pig. You're talking about riling up the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for giving me a career.
Oh my God, he spit out straight fire, man.
Philly booed him worse than they booed Roman Reigns when he won the Rumble in Philly.
Dude, they booed him more than they booed Santa Claus when they threw snowballs and rocks at him. Everything about that. Philly was not having it, but Drew had the mic and he was going straight WWE heel.
He was, man. He didn't even care about it. I'm mad respect. You know the Cowboys war room was in there going crazy.
Oh, did you see them?
No, I didn't see it.
They showed later on. They showed the clip of them watching, and they're all just standing there smiling but dumbfounded that he's doing it. It was wonderful.
That's
everything.
Great.
And I love that Philadelphia, or at least the NFL, tried to get Philadelphia to respond, and they brought in Brian Dawkins and Brian Westbrook, and they both go out there and they're just like, if anybody says anything about Philadelphia or takes this, any damn Cowboys take this on the stage, then we're gonna give them a proper Philadelphia welcome. And Drew Pearson came back and was like, whatever, it was already done.
That was good. Shout out to Drew Pearson.
Drew Pearson did amazing. I think a lot of people didn't really say anything about this, but I feel like you have to say what the Oakland Raiders guy did, and I can't remember his name, and I'm apologizing to any Oakland Raiders legends, but there was this. He always comes out there, and he's a former player, older gentleman. He always comes out there and he announces the Oakland pick. He did it again, and every time he came out, he was just like, with the 74th pick of the 2017 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders. What was also great, too, is he hushed the Philadelphia fans at one point. On his first pick he was announcing, he comes out, and he's like, okay, now have respect. Be quiet now. And the Philadelphia fans, they respected him.
Oh, well, I mean, he said that pretty nice. He'll be quiet.
He's like, you guys be quiet. I got something to say. Next Tuesday, my mama turns 103. Shout out to my mama. It was wonderful. It was great. So there were so many fantastic moments at the NFL draft. Tweet us your favorite moments at NI Sportscast, or you can tweet us directly at Move the Joystick or at
Real Jackass BC. That's RealJackassBC. That works on all social medias. That's Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and now Xbox Live.
Excellent.
It cost me $10 to do that.
To change your name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dicks.
Hey, at least you can change your name. PS4 doesn't let you.
Oh, well,
I was trying to change my name to Move the Joystick, but it wouldn't let it do it. Other places that you can find us. You can find us every Thursday night at 8 o'clock on youtube.com/SCNS Live. Obviously, you know that you can find us every other Saturday on Nerd Interference. You can find us on Cinelinks.com for your news, reviews, editorials, and more. You can find BC on It Is What It Is. You can find him on Jackass Reviews. You can find him on Jackass 1, a Star Wars podcast, or you can find us on our brand new show that we're doing live from Nerdvana, and we're going to be changing it to Fridays, I believe, but for right now it's going on Thursdays from Nerdvana. It is What the Force, a Star Wars podcast.
That's right. You can also find me on Go Home.
That's right, Go Home.
I do so many different shows.
So many. Golly, I feel like I went through your entire resume and I missed the one, man. I gotta go back and I gotta practice.
Listen, I want all the shows. I want to be on every single one of them. Put me on it. You got a show? Holla at me. I'll come be on your show. I don't even care. Put me on the show.
He'd do it for free.
I'll do it for free. I don't even care. Put me on. What are we talking about? Talking about stuff I don't know? I'll make it up. I don't care. I'll pretend I know.
Unless it's video games, then you won't do it.
I will try my best, and I will talk about Mario Kart until there is literally nothing to talk about.
You were having some fun playing Mario Kart at Nerdvana.
I was, man. It was weird though because they had the I think it's GameCube controllers.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't the N64 controller.
But it was like a Wii, right?
No, it was Mario Kart 64.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, but it was on a weird. It wasn't a normal 64 controller. So it was really weird to play on. It was the hardest I'd ever had at playing Mario. I still got first place.
Nice.
But,
excellent.
You know.
Well, whenever we get off the air, you have to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
I'll definitely got to give that a try.
So good. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. Catch us in 2 weeks when we'll be back to interfere with everything you think you know about sports. That's Jackass BC right there. I'm the coach. We will catch you next time. Enjoy the sports weekend.
This has been Nerd Interference, powered by Cinelinks.com, your one-stop for your news, reviews, editorials, and more. Keep it on Cinelinks. Also brought to you by SCNS Live, every Thursday night on YouTube.com/SCNS Live, as well as the Offshoots Network on iTunes. Special thanks to our producers, Rob Entropy and Jason the X. Nerd Interference, interfering with everything you thought you knew about nerds. We'll see you next time.